Okay, I'm just switching to M tree for a bit. I've also got broccoli to make these trees from scratch, and they also have uh, auto-generated billboards. Now, what I would like billboard generator to do is create like a shape. You can have like for every um, paste. It takes 38, 8, 16, 32 pictures. I want it to create a quad, various quads, and just paste the image one on here. Oh, stop it. Um, and so I want it to generate. So say I say take 4 pictures. It goes, picture, because even this M tree is having trouble because it's not doing both sides. It's not doing both sides, and it's not rendering the other one. So I can see, a standard billboard. It really doesn't matter about billboards. They don't have to be amazing. They just got to do the placeholding thing. So when when you're off in the distance, you can see something. I mean, that works there, but if I go over here, it just turns invisible. And so it can. I mean, at the least, I'd like it's got to be like one quad on one side and another on the other, and they've got to be properly mirrored so they don't do this. I don't want the same image because the same image would make it look weird because it would flip. So at the very least have like 1, the other side 2, then from the quad angle, this angle 3 and 4. So at the very least 4 images, but depending on how many images you choose in billboard generator to create a whole kind of like stack of them. So there'd be quads, but they'd all be on the same point. So much like this is like a cross section, you can have another section there. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 could be another one there. 7, 8 could be another one there, and you could keep going round. And 8 would probably be the maximum you need for a billboard, but you could have multiple ones because at the end of the day, when it's dealing with cut out pine trees and everything, it doesn't really matter because it will just make it look more realistic. So you could have at least 8, and then you could even have 16, and you're starting to get a lot more triangles then for a billboard system. But so really, what I would like billboard generator to do is create, because it does most of it already. It does all the pictures, gets all the pictures, sticks them in a texture. So you've got your texture, and then it doesn't have to be like this one. It gets its texture, and then I want it to slap it onto a various amount of quads going around in a kind of like a circle on a spot, not a circle, a cylinder. So if you imagine a cylinder, a sliced cylinder with quads going through it, going all the way around. So like for 4, so 1, 2, you need both sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'd be 4 images, and then you could have another one there, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and you could keep going. But at least support for like from 2, which would be just that side and that side, to 2-sided, to 4-sided, to 6-sided, to 8-sided, possibly up to 16, but really up to 8 would be fine for me. And that would be 8 images, each creating a separate quad that is then spun around and stuck together, and that becomes the shape or the mesh that's going to exist, an LED4. So we'll have a proper mesh and have it make it a unique mesh so that it doesn't overwrite anyone else's mesh. So it's a feature request, I guess. If you can do it, great. If you can't do it, I will live with it. It's just the billboard generator seems to be doing a lot of what I want, and I can get around it by just generating my own trees and using M tree and broccoli tree, which I will be doing in the short term. But I would love it if you could get billboard generator to actually generate for the LED for the billboards to generate a sequence of quads in a cylinder configuration. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, like I said, up to about 8. Anything more than 8 is a bit of overkill. And the thing is, with those, you from a distance, it does look like a tree. As long as you're not getting too close. Having multiple quads, they just look like different branches to the tree. So it's quite a cool optimized technique anyway. And what it does do is it creates a more solid, rugged things that can fall to pieces when I try and export it. So by creating a mesh and sticking it on the mesh, you're tying it down to that mesh, that material to that mesh, or that material from that texture to that material to that mesh, and that should make everything a lot more robust. So I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on it, and honestly, if I knew anything more about programming, it would probably be fairly easy to implement because you've already got all the vertices, you've got it all ready to go already. It's just that last step of creating a quad. I mean, I will do it if I've got to. I will program in a thing that automatically creates a mesh and save it, but really it's more time than I want to do. But you can create the mesh, stick the images from the material onto the mesh and cut them out. So that anyway, yeah, I'd be interested to hear. I hope I've explained what I'm after.